I've gotten pretty lazy recently with stretching and foam rolling, causing my IT band to get quite tight. But that's going to change. You can't skip stretching, you can't skip foam rolling. It is an essential part of training. Ooh, legs are feeling a little bit stiff this morning. Probably a combination of training, walking around a lot last night at Otley Crit, and also a late night. But it's another cold, dark and wet. No, it's not wet, it's showery, it's off and on. Currently it's off. I mean, I'm not going to complain about the weather, it is what it is. I want to give you a little bit of a tip on how to motivate yourself when the weather's not so good, when it's cold, when it's wet. There's a couple of things you can do to help motivation. You can either A, just bin off riding outside completely and jump on Zwift, or the other option is you can decrease the duration of training and increase the amount of intervals you're doing. So today, for example, I'm doing 2 hours, but a whole hour of that, so half the ride, is taken up with intervals. And I always find when you're doing intervals out on the road, time goes so much quicker. So today I'm doing 6 1-minute intervals with about 4 or 5 minute recovery. So that's around 50 minutes of intervals. Combine that with a 30-minute ride out to the climb where I'm going to do the effort, and a 30-minute ride back. The ride's going to be completed in no time. I'm headed to a climb called Cobb's Brow this morning. It's a perfect climb for doing 1 or even 2-minute intervals. It's like a dead straight climb, you can see right from the bottom to the top. No corners. It's a perfect gradient of about 6 or 7%. Just arriving at Cobb's Brow now. I decided to do a little bit longer than 30 minutes. I've done about 45 to 50 minutes just to try and loosen the legs up a little bit more, and I think it's worked, but we'll soon find out. These intervals are pretty hard intervals. They really do make you feel sick and they require a lot of concentration. So I think it's best to jump into the intervals now, and then I'll pick the camera back up once I've finished. Time to cruise home now for 30 or 40 minutes, but the idea behind that session is it targets your top end. So it's a session that's really designed to push up that top end form, and it will allow you to follow and also instigate attacks in a road race. Alright, I'm going to try and explain the format for this afternoon and also this weekend as simply as possible. I'm heading down to Jorja's house, which, if you are new to the vlog, she lives in Milton Keynes, which is a 3-hour drive south of me. Normally I would drive or get the train, but this weekend I'm actually going down with my parents in the motorhome because my sister's going down to Braintree. Milton Keynes is on the way to Braintree because my sister is racing a national BMX round there. So I'm getting a lift down with my parents, they're dropping me off in Milton Keynes, and then continuing on with their journey. Got it? Alright. About 2 hours of driving done now. Just made a quick pit stop to grab a drink. Around an hour left to go. Oh, it's locked. The door. Alright, quickly, my Tour de France 2017 predictions. I'm going to start with the sprinters. I mean, when I say this, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think Mark Cavendish is going to win a stage in this year's Tour. I know he said he wants to beat Eddie Merckx's record for the most stage wins, but I don't think this year's going to be that year. He's had glandular fever for a lot of this season. He just doesn't have that race form that the other riders have. But then again, Steve Cummins just won the British Championship without racing for a few months. So who knows? I think this year it's going to be all about Marcel Kittel. But I do also hope Sagan gets up there for a couple of stages because I love Sagan. Everyone loves Sagan. I think he's just going to walk away and seal the green jersey like he has for the past, I think, 5 consecutive tours he's won the green jersey. Now personally I think it's going to be most interesting when it comes to GC, general classification, because in previous years we've seen Froome's form right up at the top before the tour, you know, in the races leading up to the tour, the Dauphiné. He's always been there or thereabouts, but we've seen him this year, you know, just dropping off form a little bit. This year's course also doesn't suit Froome as much as previous courses have done. However, one thing Froome has said that he's coming into this tour a lot fresher, so I think Quintana's going to be the closest challenger, but that's also if he has recovered from the Giro a couple of months ago. I think this year's tour is going to be one of the hardest tours to predict. We've got so many different riders and they've all come into this race with completely different programs. Quintana's almost raced twice as many race days in 2017 than Froome. Jakob Fuglsang is also a rider who has been improving a lot over the last couple of seasons. Can Romain Bardet finally give France their glory that they've been after for so long? Yeah, I think this year's race is going to be a real exciting one. I hope it is anyway. But guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please drop a thumbs up and let me know your predictions down in the comments down below. Do you agree with me or do you disagree with me? But thanks for watching. Off to watch Ethan race track tomorrow, which is going to be a new experience. I've raced track once and it didn't go very successfully. But anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you tomorrow.